Number one, change in volume. Change in volume with temperature. Number two, change in pressure with temperature. Number three, change in electromotive force in brackets EMF with temperature. Number four, change in color with temperature. Number five, change in resistance with temperature. Have you written all these things? Okay, that's good. Okay, now we are going to explain what we have said so far before we proceed. So we are trying to talk about types of thermometer. We are not talking about the types yet. I have not mentioned the types yet. But I want us to understand some basic things. First of all, how do thermometers actually work? How do they work? We said that thermometers make use of physical properties that changes with temperature. Physical again, eh? What is the problem? What is the problem there? I don't want you to see you talking to her again. I'm talking to the boy, you. So as I was saying, we said that thermometers make use of a physical property that changes with temperature to measure the temperature of a body. Now, what does that mean? I am basically trying to explain to you how, if I bring a thermometer now, so if I say that this marker is a thermometer, if I put that thermometer inside, let's say, boiling water, the thermometer would indicate the temperature of that water, right? The question now is, how does it do it? Kedu thermometer ngeshimaru na mira at 100 or at 50 or at 60? That is the question now. So we now said that the thermometer makes use of a physical property that changes with temperature. A physical property that does what? Changes with what? Temperature, to measure temperature. And that physical property is what we call thermometric properties. So WAEC 2026, question number 7B. Define thermometric property, or what is thermometric property? You will now start looking at the question, and the question is looking at you. Then you now go down to BII. They said list 2 or 3 thermometric properties. You be like, since I cannot define, can I list? This is the answer now staring at you. So class, what would you answer if they ask you for thermometric property? What is thermometric property? Don't worry, you can read from your notes. I know it's not your head. Oh yeah, read from your notes. What is a thermometric property? No, auntie, arrange the English well now. Arrange the English very well. Will you read it the way it is? My question is, what is? So what is the best way for you to start? You can say, you can start with that. These are what? Who changes with what? Chikina. Do you need me to write the definition for you separately? No. You figure waka there. Who said that? Yes. Okay. You figure it out. You figure it out. That is why you have brain. Your brain. They say that humans are Homo sapiens. You know what Homo sapiens means? What does Homo sapiens mean? Biological name for human beings, right? Okay. Well, that's nice. That's nice. Now, in that biology, they still called you a higher animal, but you are still an animal, right? Are you not an animal? See, forget that thing. If they use knife cut you now, no be meat they go see. Person or something will get meat, no be animal. Na animal. Calm down. We are all animals. The only difference is that we are higher animals. We are higher animals. Why? Because we have developed brain. Abi? Complex brains. They say your forefathers were apes. Are we? But evolution made them become human beings like you. Right? Evolution. What am I? I'm not from this planet. Right? Okay? So you have well-developed brain. Okay, but some of you think it is ordinary. You don't even use it. You are not using it. You are not using it. You are not using it. I was watching a video the other day, and then a mother was trying to teach, I think, a 2 or 3 year old how to identify colors. I think most of you have seen that video. Okay? We're like, I've forgotten her name. It was like, this is color yellow. What did I say? Color yellow. And then the child was repeating, color yellow, color yellow. And then the mother now said, oh yeah, what did I call this color? Color what? The child now said, color what? Instead of color yellow. Okay? Yeah. At that point, their brain is still developing, yes. But now you are grown up. Your brain should have, should have developed, yes. Because it will come to a point where in your life where you will reach your zenith. You know what zenith means? Not Zenith Bank, oh. You know zenith, right? What is the meaning of zenith? Peak. Highest. High point. So a point will come in your life where you will reach your zenith. And then from that zenith, you will start plumbing. You start coming down. Okay? By the time you are like 80, 85, your grannies will be like, your grandchildren will be like, granny, what is this color what? and then it's be as if they are teaching you everything that you knew before again. So you have to use your brain now. You have to use your brain now. It's not every time that the teacher will come to class and then define everything. Sometimes you need to use your head and do cut and join and put everything together. Is that okay? So what is thermometric properties again? These are again which changes with temperature. As simple as that. That is what thermometric properties are. Now the question now is, in that definition, we are now about physical property. What is a physical property? What is a physical property? I know in chemistry, those days when SS1 customer, it's like you came earlier today, right? You came earlier today. That's nice. That's nice. Did you shout for your daddy? He did not shout. What happened? You came yourself, right? You see? You see? They are the ones causing it. Now, as I was saying, question now is, can you have a physical property? I remember in my SS1, when I entered SS1 the first time, one of the first topics that we learned in chemistry was physical change and chemical change. You remember that thing? So what is a physical change? Let's ask you. What is a physical change? Yes, what is a physical change? What is that boy doing there? What are you pressing there? Do you want me to seize that? Whatever you are pressing, keep it. We are not using calculator yet. Are you using calculator to press out what is? Mind yourself there. What are you telling him to do to open the notes? Cause a body to what? That occurs in a body. Ishima. You don't know. And you are happy. The Bible says Jesus wept. Why did he weep? Do you know why Jesus wept? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Why did Jesus wept? Savior of the world, second in command of the whole universe. Do you know why he wept? It's not for our sins. So he did not weep for our sins. You are not reading your Bible very well. He did not weep for our sin. He wept because he already foresaw the suffering. So when you foresee your suffering, you should cry. Are you getting it now? So by the time I'm asking you this question, and you realize that you are supposed to know this, but you don't know it, in a row, you'll be like, no! And then you just start scattering where is my chemistry textbook? And then you tell yourself, I will not sleep until I know it. But this one I'm saying, we'll pass here now and follow here. Pew! Nadia, Aguya? Yes. You? Physical change. Properties you can see with your eye. Because of the physical. Okay, what of spiritual change? what of spiritual change? Change we can see in the spirit. Before you see that one, you'll be in the spirit. Where is my customer? Yes, customer. What is a physical change? Yes, what is a physical change? That you cannot reverse it. That can be reversed. That can be reversed. Evangeline, sorry. Before you snub me that not complete it. Evangeline, yes, physical change. Any extra thing you want to put there? Nothing. So there's nothing to add. She has already said, oh yeah, say it. Say what she said. Those reversible changes. Okay. Anybody wants to say anything better? Anybody? Yes? Okay. Does not form a new substance. That's okay. That's okay. Any other? Rice. Oh yeah. Yes. I forget about rice. Yes. Nobody should call her rice. Yes. Only me. That is what I want to call you. Define it again. Chikotazie. Good. That's much better. Okay? So then they told us that a physical change is a type of change that is easily what? Reversible. It's easily reversible, and no new substance is what? Formed. Okay? And our teacher then now gave us example and now said, if we pour Gary inside water, is it reversible? Then we said no. But after thinking about it, is it reversible? Yes, it's reversible. In fact, the way they produce the Gary, they had to do the garri in water first. Have you ever seen garri industry before? Have you ever gone to garri industry? Garri industry is not a factory where there is heavy machine. Now inside, now just one pot. Have you ever seen somebody frying garri before? Eh? Why do they fry it? Do you think it's for the taste? It's because it is moist. There's water inside already. Aqua chaya, it used to be wet. So what would they do? They will bring a big tray and akonya anemia. Then and be turning it. Okay, you will sieve it. You've done the job before, right? But see, me, I've seen, but I've seen where they are frying it. Like, I don't know how they start. You understand? So it's not my business, right? Why I not go chop them? Okay, so it is a reversible reaction. Okay, and it is because of physical properties that you now have separation techniques. Did you do that one? Separation techniques. You see that garri industry, they are using a separation technique, which is what? Which separation technique are they using in the garri industry to separate garri from the moisture? They can use sieving, Abi? They talk about sieving. Now, why do they? What does sieving do? It separates larger particles from what? Smaller particles. Abi? Sieving can do that. Okay. For example, on Sunday when you were there, stand up from there. Bieba, come here. Carry your properties. Come. Name so. I said carry your property. Where is your bag? Carry it. This is your bag. This is your bag. I'm talking about cold water, like garri, like normal garri and that kind of one. I'm not talking about eba. Even eba is it possible? Eba, is it possible? What if the garri now dry, or if not leave it to dry, and you not grind it? It's not possible. It's not possible. Are you sure? Okay. So what happens? You see that. In the garri industry, they can use sieving. Sieving is how you separate larger particles from smaller particles. On Sunday, you use it even without you knowing. When you go and asigi just add the rice or just add the rice after parboiling. Are we here? Good. You bring your basket and then you do all those things. Okay. Now, you will now see questions in WAEC. How do you separate a mixture of oil and water? Hey! Hey! Just like I wish there was a way we should have two cameras here. Two cameras to be snapping you and you'll be on TikTok. They'll put you on TikTok. Okay? Put you on TikTok. You know, you watch those videos where somebody will just come up with microphone and be like, hey, hello, can I talk to you for a minute? And they'll be like, okay. And then I ask you a question. Okay, who is the president of Nigeria? That kind of thing. And the person will now blow one thing like that, and you'll be on your phone. That's the same thing that happened now. The only difference is that there was no camera on you. Okay? Yeah. So what would you use? Filtration. Like with what? So you carry baskets. You not do the practical. Evaporation. Like you will heat both the water and oil, and then the water will evaporate, and then the oil will remain. Mwaba. Okay. Oh Jesus. If distillation did not work, or both fractional distillation ya work. Yes. Sieving tube. No. No. Eh? Is what? Please. I've not eaten this morning. I don't want to vent. I don't want to vent. So, you don't know. Yeah? But you said you know. You don't know again. Abi, don't tell me. Fractional distillation. So you are still insisting. Yeah, when a mama how now. Maybe. Please come and replace me. Come. Come. Maybe they will listen to you. A mixture of water and oil can be separated using the separating funnel. Separating funnel, and not fractional any rubbish. It's not getting me. You wanted to say something, you were saying something. Tube. It's not a separating tube or anything. There's nothing like separating tube. Is it your intestine? When you go home today, what did I say you should do? No. That is what you should do. Go and find where you left your chemistry textbook and start reading from page 1. From Guinea? Page 1. Okay? Many people find chemistry very, very difficult. The reason you do so is because you missed the basics. Chemistry is like a place where if you don't start from the beginning and you go and start in the middle, you will lose. That's how it is. But the way physics works, they can teach you any topic and you understand. Because most of the topics are disjoints. They are disjointed. Only if you are connected or intertwined. But in chemistry, everything is together. Imagine someone that just entered SS1 and you want to teach them organic chemistry. How do you want to explain catenation to the person? Or isomerism? How do you want to explain all those things? Because that one now is very, very advanced. They should have known simple things. Like what is matter, what is atom, what is molecules, what are ions, those things. They should know. They should even know periodic table. They should know bonding, normal bonding. They should know. Okay? So these are some of the things you should go and do a reality check and know them very, very well. Is that okay now? Good. Now, we have talked about physical property. Or you are waiting the chemical change. What is a chemical change? Cannot be what? Easily reversed. Okay? And new substances are what? Are formed. New substances are formed. Not easily reversed. Or in most cases, not reversible at all. And then new substances are formed. And they gave us example those days. Burning of wood. Okay? If somebody now call you and say, come, I want to show you something. And then you saw the person lighting up a wood. And then after lighting up the wood, that wood finish burning. The person now does a brag. And then that wood that was burnt to ashes now started turning back to normal wood. You know, go run. Okay? You run. Okay? Or maybe you finish cooking a hot pot of soup. Okra soup with fish and banga, everything. And then somebody comes and say, let me show you some magic. The person now did a brag. And then next thing you know, everything in the soup started separating. The fishes that you sliced started joining together. Okra came alive. Everything went back to container. Will you not run? Okay. Good. So they are not reversible. That's what it is. Okay. In in let me give you an analogy for that, for physical and chemical property. Now, when you meet somebody for the first time, you don't know the person, you just saw that person for the first time. What are you observing? Their physical properties. You are observing their physical properties. Okay, for example, this person I saw today is tall. This person is short. I'm shorter than the person. This person has pot belly. This person has iron poropo. This person has, muscles. This person has six packs. And this person is beautiful. This person is ugly. Okay, so these are examples of physical what now? Properties. These are physical properties. Now, when we talk about chemical properties, this one is much more hidden. That person that you saw, that beautiful soul that you met, if you stay with that person for 1 week, some of them are witches and wizards. Okay, some of them are witches and wizards waiting to explode. Okay, you will see the person and you'll be like, when I saw you, you were so angelic. And then you're like, you never jam anybody. Okay, the person will be like, see, you can speak broken too, but you were all speaking, phonetic English. Hello, how you doing? That kind of thing, right? You see, they know themselves. They know themselves. Okay, so that is the whole idea of physical and what? Chemical properties. Now, in terms of thermometric properties, we said that thermometers make use of thermometric properties to measure temperature. And what is a thermometric property? It is a physical property that changes with gaining temperature. Okay, I don't think there is any physical property that does not change with temperature. Anything you can think of depends on temperature. It changes. And some of the properties that are used by thermometers are listed here. These are some of them. This is just some of them that you need to know, and the most common ones. For example, we said change in volume with gaining now temperature. Now, normally the volume of a substance will change whenever the temperature changes. Stand up. Hey, stand up there. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Yeah, come and sit here. I don't want to be seeing you people clustered again together. Next person I'm separating is you. Don't worry. Oh yeah. Tukulu eba. Eba. Nelu eba. Rubopia. Okay, so as we were saying, change in volume with temp. Yeah, go here. Jenny Shishi. Joey, or stay in the middle. That place. Brother, come to the middle. Stay in the middle. If you, I will slap the hell out of you. I will slap you. Now, let's continue. So as I was saying, we have change in volume with temperature. Now, what does that mean? It means that whenever the temperature of a given substance changes, so if I heat a substance, the volume will increase. Volume will go up. Now, and we know that this is the normal property of almost all substances, except one guy, one idiot. And who is that idiot? Water. We talked about that before, right? That idiot is water. So when we heat a substance, the volume increases, but water is the opposite. Remember we said when water is heated, water does what? Contracts and then expands on cooling, right? Good. So water is the idiot. So, but if you remove water from the equation, other substances can obey that instruction. Even gases do. That is where Mr. Charles told us something. What did Mr. Charles said? That the volume of a given mass of what? Gas is what? Direct inversely. Key you there. is what? Directly proportional to the what? Not temperature. Absolute what? Temperature. Provided that what? Pressure is constant. Pressure is constant. That is what Mr. Charles said. So, when you heat a substance, the volume will increase. This is what happens. Okay? So, when we start talking about this one, because we're going to talk about all these properties and their types of thermometers. Okay? We're going to talk about them. You will see the kind of thermometer that makes use of this. Then we also have change in pressure with temperature. So, normally, pressure is directly proportional to temperature, especially for gases. Especially for what? Especially for gases. So for gases, if you now, I hope you know what I mean by directly proportional. That's Oyiban and so if you open textbook 2 minutes, you have seen directly proportional or inversely proportional. Have you ever asked yourself what that thing means? No. You just is directly proportional, inversely proportional, and then you move on. I have not seen, in fact, since my time, I have not seen anybody that is as inquisitive as me. Those days that the teacher people will be laughing at me. But I will be asking even that simplest question, I will ask it. Because in my head, the way I understand things is when I can recreate another example apart from the example that teacher gave. If I can recreate another example in my head about that concept, it will be stuck in my head forever. So I ask questions a lot. So when you say directly proportional, if I say pressure and temperature are directly proportional, what that means is that when pressure increase, temperature will also increase. Direct. So when two things are directly proportional, it means that when one rises, the other one will also what? Rise. In Nigeria, when price of fuel rise, what will happen to every other thing? They will rise. If price of fuel, currently it is at 1,000 something, or let's say 1,000. If the price change from 1,000 and enter, let's say 1,500, everybody will double everything they are selling. Egg is how much now? 250. Abi? Before, like I can remember, like 2 years ago, it never too late. 2 years ago, egg was like 17 naira, and I was even complaining because normally egg used to be 50. Okay? No, like I'm very, very sure of that. This one I'm talking about now. Egg used to be 50, and then one day I woke up, I went to go and buy egg. Then I say egg is now 70. I was like, I don't understand. Is the chicken on strike? Like, you have to understand. Okay? Egg was now 70. And then what happened? We were buying it. Not complaining anymore. And then next day we heard it was now 200. Okay? Currently it's now 250. Just like that. If you touch anybody, they will say fuel. I don't know when they started pouring fuel inside chicken. Start pouring fuel. The chicken now say we are not eating corn again. Want to drink fuel. Want to be drinking fuel. Okay? That's it. That's the point. That's an example of direct what? Proportion. So the price of fuel is directly proportional to the prices of any other commodity in Nigeria. As meaning that when price of fuel rises or increases, every other thing will do what? Increase. But in Nigeria, anything will go up, no, the waiting, come down. It doesn't come down. Okay? That is how it works. So, but in direct, if one thing, the other one goes down, the other one will also go down. The other one goes up, the other one will go up. That is what direct means. So both of them are going at the same what? Time, or at the same pace. Okay? Another example. Demand and supply. You know what demand is? Demand is what people are looking for in the market. Supply is what producers, manufacturers are bringing to the market. Now, demand and supply, how do they affect each other? When the demand of a commodity increases, what should happen to supply? Should also increase. Huge. So if people start wanting a particular commodity, everybody should start producing it so that it will satisfy the demand. Before COVID-19, if you go and you cannot even see nose marks like very, very rampant like that. But once COVID struck like this, nose marks everywhere. And then because all borders were locked down, were on lockdown, there was not enough what? Nose marks. There was not enough. People now had to, because demand increased, people had to use Ankara to sew nose marks, right? They used Ankara to sew nose marks. Okay? So a father would just come up and say, Mankechi, sure you have those Europa, bring it out now, sharp, sharp. And then they cut it to size. Because people now need what? Nose marks. People need nose marks. Okay? And they need to do that demand. So demand and supply are directly proportional. So when one increase, the other one will what? Increase. Is that making any sense? Good. Then we also have inverse. When we say inverse, this is how you represent inverse. Inverse is 1 over. Inverse is 1 over. If I say that x is inversely proportional to y, it means that when x increase, y will do what? Decrease. That is what inverse means. So they are opposites. Are you with me now? But direct means what? The same thing. The same thing. That is what happens in direct. But in inverse is the opposite. So when one thing happens to something, the opposite happens to the other one. So for example, if I ask one person to sweep this hall now, it will take the person, let's say 1 hour. Just an example. It will take the person 1 hour. Now, if I ask 10 people to sweep this class, is it going to take them more time or less time? Less time. So it will take like maybe 10 minutes and then they are done. Okay? Now, what does that tell you? That if you increase the number of people doing a job, what will happen to the time? Time decreases. So what kind of relationship is that? Inversely proportional. Does that make sense now? Good. Now let me ask you this so that I'll be sure that you understood it. Mr. A was going to Ababa. Bossman said, give me 500. Mr. B was going to MNA. Bossman said, give me 750. What kind of relationship is that? If you see your life. You see your life. What kind of relationship is that? What kind of relationship do you have with the fee and the distance? It's direct now. The longer your distance, the more money you pay. Yoku. Good. Imagine you stop again in front of this place now. You say Holy Ghost or sige banye. You see ego or sige 1.5. No be a drop. Only you. Or sige 1.5. You see okay, just wait. You see okay, mene be ego ne. Or sige 200 naira. Does that happen in real life? Which real life? Which real life? From here to Holy Ghost 1.5. Here to MNA 200 naira. How? How come? It can happen. But if it was the reverse, is that possible? Yes. If the person tell you from here to Holy Ghost 200, you say okay, about to MNA go ne or say 1.5. What kind of relationship is that one? Direct. Because the distance increase, so the money should do what? Increase. Does that make sense now? Good. So when Mr. Charles said that the volume of a given mass of gas is directly proportional to the temperature, what Mr. Charles is trying to say is that obona temperature bago volume emegene. Volume bago. Okay? So when temperature increases, volume will increase. If temperature decrease, volume will decrease. That was what Mr. Charles was trying to say. But because he does not speak Igbo, he has to use English to put it. Then Mr. Boyle, you know Mr. Boyle, Abi? What did Mr. Boyle say? That the volume of a given mass of gas is what? Inversely proportional to the what? Pressure. Provided that temperature is what? Constant. Now, what is Mr. Boyle trying to tell you? That if you increase the pressure of a gas, what will happen to the volume? Decrease. So, Increase pressure, volume will go down. Decrease pressure, volume will do what? Rise. Is that making any sense? Good. Now, so that is what we are talking about under these two. Okay? Now, as I was saying, in the second one, change in pressure with temperature. So normally, pressure and temperature are directly proportional. This is your pressure law. This is your pressure law. Pressure is directly proportional to temperature. Okay? So meaning that if the pressure of a gas is increased, the temperature will also rise. So we can use this to measure the temperature of a given gas. We are going to talk about that when we talk about thermometers that uses it. Then we have change in electromotive force, EMF. What is EMF? EMF has to do with voltage of a battery. So when there is a change in EMF or electromotive force, there is also a change in temperature. Then we have change in color with temperature. Somebody be like, is it true? Now, but does color of a substance change with temperature? Yes, it does. Okay? Imagine you go and bring a green leaf. Okay? You just pluck a green leaf and then you now burn it. Okay? You now maybe light it. What happens? You see that there will be a color transition. Now, there will be a color transition. Travel green, like yellow, then from yellow or like ash. There is a color transition. Color changes because of the increase in temperature from the heat. Even you now, we be human being, as you fair, as this our anti-fair now, and this our anti-fair now. If you put them inside hair fire, waiting they go turn. They go turn black. They go turn black. Color change, right? Color change. You see? Color change. Why do you think that whenever Nollywood want to act fire, they will find someone that is very black and still color them? Okay? And still color them. Because heat is supposed to change your color. When you are the devil and you have stayed in hellfire for a very long time, there should be a change in color. You should look like kiwi. You know kiwi? You know kiwi polish? So that is exactly how it is. So there is a color change with temperature. Now next one, change in resistance with temperature. When we say resistance, kedifebu resistance, opposition. Resistance means what? Opposition. But what opposition are we talking about here? Opposition to the flow of current. Opposition to the what? Flow of current. So normally when there is a change in resistance, temperature also changes. Temperature also changes. So here I list with thermometric properties. What we will now do is we will now talk about some types of thermometers, and then we will start discussing which thermometers make use of which property. My brother. You have forgotten. My brother. Yeah, I don't understand. There's no sister in the Bible. Yes, but there's brother in the Bible, right? Yes. You said? You notice now that there's no sister in the Bible. Have you ever been your pastor reading Bible? They say, my brothers and sisters. No. Who said it? Paul. In which? Let's open the Bible. And show me. Open the Bible and show me. Paul is always saying, my brethren. And if you transcribe brethren, is brothers. No, see waiting. Okay. Now let's continue. So now let's write. We now want to list the types of thermometers. Are you ready? Okay. So write examples of thermometers. Examples of thermometers. Number 1, liquid in glass thermometers. Liquid in glass thermometers. Number 1, 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 liquid in glass thermometers. Are you there? Okay, number 2. Gas thermometers. Gas thermometers. Thermometers, gas thermometers. Number three, thermocouple. How do you spell couple again? Yeah, thermocouple. Okay. Number four, resistance thermometer. Okay. I've always told you, you got to learn how to speak. You got to learn how to speak so that when you go out tomorrow, nobody knows tomorrow, right? You don't go and disgrace us. Number five, optical pyrometers. Optical pyrometers. Number six, infrared thermometers. In brackets, IR. Okay. Another, if they don't call it infrared thermometers, they can shorten it as IR what? Thermometer. They can shorten it as IR thermometer. IR thermometers. Okay. And so on. Of course, we have etc. We cannot list all of them. There are a lot of them. etc. Are you ready? Okay, now we're going to pick up the first one. And start discussing about it in more details. Are you ready? Liquid and glass thermometers. I bet mine sit down. Ew. Liquid and glass thermometers. Oh, yeah, right. These are thermometers. Which make use of a change. These are thermometers which make use of a change in volume. These are thermometers which make use of what? A change in volume with temperature. 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 As their thermometric property. 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 As their getting. As their thermometric property. Full stop. As their thermometric property. Full stop. This means that they make use of a liquid. They make use of a liquid. Wait. This means that they make use of a change in volume of a liquid, not just a liquid, okay? This means that they make use of a change in volume of a liquid. This means that they make use of a change in volume of a liquid. This means that they make use of a change in volume of a liquid to measure temperatures. To measure temperatures. To measure temperatures. To measure temperatures. To measure again temperatures. Full stop. The two most commonly used liquids. The two most commonly used liquids are mercury and alcohol. Mercury and alcohol. The two most commonly used liquids are mercury and what? Alcohol. Mercury and alcohol. Mercury and alcohol. Full stop. So WAEC ask you, or any other exam ask you, they now say, which of these liquids are mostly used in thermometers? The answer is what? Mercury and Guinea. Mercury and alcohol. Now, we are going to be talking about some of the advantages the other one has over the other one and why they are chosen. Now, somebody will be like, why don't you use water? We are also going to answer that question because there are several reasons why water is not used as a thermometric liquid. Okay, yes, you have a question. Ask a question. It's like I'm in your head, right? Right? I'm inside your head, right? I'm not inside your head. How did I know what you wanted to ask? You don't know. I'm the boogeyman. I'm the boogeyman. Okay. What have we not talked about? 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 Okay. This one will come first later. Now we should oh yeah, let's continue. Are you ready? We said the two most commonly used liquid are what? Mercury and alcohol. Now write down as a subheading reasons why water is not used as a thermometric liquid. Reasons why water, in it, my man, in it. Reasons why getting water is what? Not used as a what? Thermometric liquid. Now look at this. Exams like WAEC can be very, very funny. WAEC can say something like, okay, let me ask you again. What is a thermometric property? Physical properties that are what? I cannot hear the complete sentence. Physical what? Used to that changes with what? Temperature. Okay. Now, WAEC will now go and remove property and put liquid. They will now say, what is a thermometric liquid? Who can do the cut and joining? Say it normally. Yes, customer. I've forgotten that name again. What is that name again? Chiamaka. God is good. Yes. Okay. Thank you. I'll say thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That was good. That was good. I wasn't expecting it though. That was good. Okay, yes. Another person. Yes. Why don't you tell us something? Touch her. Yes. Yes. Tell us something. Liquid that change with temperature. Does that make any sense to you? A liquid that change to what? From being water to coke, like magic. It doesn't make any sense now. Does it make any sense to you? A liquid that change with temperature. It doesn't make any sense. When you reason it, it doesn't make any sense. It's just like saying that there is a liquid out there that if you heat it will change to something else. There's no better way. You can't think of any other one. Where is Cynthia? Where is Cynthia? She did not come today. Why? You don't know. Should have answered this question. Yes, Chelsea. Chelsea, are you a Chelsea fan? You're not a Chelsea fan, but why are you wearing the Apollo? Eh? It's like wearing devil clothes. Eh? Which club do you support? Do you even know what a club is? Okay, yeah, talk to us. Talk to us. What would you say a thermometric liquid is? You don't know? Okay, what if I say I'm going to give you 2,000 naira? Will you crack your brain now? I should change it to dollars. I should change it to dollars. Eh? It's not crack your brain. Oyo Ibo. Is what? Is a rack. It's rack your brain. Crack the brain. Crack it. Like hit it on the wall. Crack it. Crack it. Come and beat me. Where did you learn that one? Where did you learn that one? Where did you learn it? In your school? They said it's not crack. They say it's what? To rack your brain. Okay, that's nice. I've learned. So it's not crack, it's rack. Okay. Yes. So if I'm going to give you 2,000, you're not going to crack your brain. I'll be rack your brain. You want to rack your brain? You want to go and urinate? Go now. You want to rack your brain because of 2,000? Okay. Okay. You want to tell me, right? Now you see one of the problem is that, okay, let's say she gets it. What will you expect me to do? To give her 2,000, right? 2,000 what exactly? 2,000 what exactly? So if I say I'm going to give you 2,000, you will automatically agree that it's money. It's coming now. We slap you 2,000 times. Did I not give you 2,000? Okay. Please stop making assumptions. That is how some people's hope have been dashed. He said he's going to give me 2,000. And if you take me to court, I said, yes, I said 2,000, but I didn't say 2,000 anything. And I win the case. In fact, you end up paying me for taking me to court. Okay? Yes. So tell us. Thank you. Thank you. As simple as that. That is what I was looking for. She Googled it. She did not. She did not Google it. Okay? That's very nice. Okay? It means that she's using her brain very well. She's racking it, right? Did I get it? Okay, she's racking the brain. Hey, I beg go. Hey, let me not go and speak this one outside and then I'll be like, hey, Prime, have fun now. Which one is rack? What we know is crack. Okay? Now, let's continue. So basically, a thermometric liquid is a liquid whose volume will change with gaining now temperature. As simple as that. Now, we are talking about liquid in glass thermometers. We said that a liquid in glass thermometer is a type of thermometer that makes use of this thermometric property. So, Nekuya, an exam, they now said, what thermometric property is used by liquid in glass thermometers? Is it change in volume with gaining temperature. So, there is a liquid that is inside a glass. So that the volume of that liquid is changing whenever there is a change in temperature. That is basically what it means. And we now went further to say that the two liquids that are commonly used is mercury and what now? Mercury and alcohol. Mercury and alcohol. Are you serious? So you can use Heineken. Please, when we say alcohol, first of all, alcohol in the pure state or in the pure form is an organic compound. In your organic form, See, listen to me. Listen. Sha. You have not reached there. You have not reached there. Can you not get there and wait for them? Can you not? Get there and pack bus and wait. Are you with me now? When I was in SS2, I've already covered the whole SS3. Yes. Oh. Listen to me. You know, one thing, listen and listen carefully. One of the problems with Nigerians is that they feel that if they cannot succeed, others can also not succeed. That is just it. That is why you are clapping now. That I am carrying you going to where you don't know. And you are clapping. Okay? That is why. But the truth is that, in fact, before first term self, because how did it happen? All of you went to a secondary school. I don't go. I didn't go for any secondary school. The only time I entered a secondary school was when I went to write WAEC. Third term of SS3. I be second term when they used to write WAEC. That was it. I told the people already how I landed in Enugu. Holiday. I am seeing the holiday now. Yes. Because after my primary school, we traveled, we left this Southeast Fauna. We left it. We left it. And then, after my junior WAEC and everything, my mom now said, you travel to Enugu and go and, stay with your brother. Stay with your brother. And then I was like, no, I don't want to go. I will leave my friends. She was like, boy, it's holiday now. Like, if you go there 2 weeks, you are back. I was like, are you sure? She said, yes. The 2 weeks, I see there now. I see there the 2 weeks. Okay? So, when I landed in Enugu, in Irish went to go back now, everybody now boom me. If you don't sit down there. Okay? Yeah, it was so heartbreaking. But I thank God for that decision. Because if I had gone back to maybe Lagos, I don't know where for day. Okay? I thank God for that decision. So what happened? During that holiday lesson, I started holiday lesson at Otimbu Lesson Center. ZK Venue Primary School. Owani Boys. Not Owani Boys. Owani Primary School. You know the primary school Owani? That was where I started lesson. I started lesson there. During that holiday lesson, they will be teaching maths, physics, chemistry. Me, that was even the first time I was hearing all those things. And then, but my classmates, it was as if they've been hearing all those things before. I was like, I don't understand. Like, which school am I coming from? Is it not the same jazz all of us are coming from? How did you know all these things? And I don't know. And then they were even, there were a physics teacher, I cannot remember. I think it's maths or physics that we're doing. Then the teacher was like, what is the value of sine 30? Sine 30. And then everybody brought out their calculator. Me, I was just staring. I was like, I know, and like, did I miss class any day that they taught these people this thing? I was even asking my neighbor, what is sine? Like what does it mean? Like, what is the meaning of sine? Because I had no freaking idea. Like, I've never ever heard of sine or cos or tan in my life before. And the guy was like, they taught me this in my school, in my jazz too. Now I was like, hey, so I went to back of school. Okay? Then the teacher will give question, and then everybody will be solving. They will solve and they will give it to the teacher. The teacher will be like, smashed. You are a very intelligent kid. Me, I will solve my own and be hiding it. One day I decided to show. As I show, what I heard in my ear was F, nice smashed. Like that thing hit me like iron. And then trust the whole class. Everybody started laughing. Everybody was laughing, especially the girls. Yes. Like your guy will laugh at you and then, kind of hold you, like, he's a, no, but a girl will be looking at you from far and pause and continue. See, I went back home that day. I gave myself a reality check. I was like, no, this is not what me and these people will be doing. I went back home. I told my brother, I need to buy books. Do you know what I did? I bought physics textbook, chemistry, because what they were even talking about in chemistry, the teacher, it was a lady. She would just come and be talking as if she was having conversation with the children. Everybody will be responding. Me, I'll just be like, wait. All of us came from JS. Okay? So I bought chemistry textbook, physics textbook. Then maths textbook, I did not even buy SS1. I went back to buy JS2 and JS3 maths. Because they were telling me that all the maths that they learned it in JS2. So I went to buy JS2 and JS3 maths. And I gave myself time. And then I was solving maths, chemistry, physics. Maths, chemistry, physics. Like every single day. Every single day. By SS1 second term, at the lesson, I was already on fire. Every teacher was now, noticing that, somebody, this boy is a big book. Yeah, because I knew that, yes, I'm naturally intelligent. But if I go and relax, it's over. Okay? And I was reading, and the thing was so interesting. I was reading because I was seeing changes in my life. Like I would go to class. Those times that if people were solving, I would shame no go even gree me show. I was seeing changes. I was now showing my own A1 smarts. Like the first time I got A1, the teacher said A1. It was as if somebody said yes to me. Like, yes, I will marry you. That was the kind of joy I felt. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. Okay, like I was so happy. And that gave me morale to continue doing it. And then people started becoming my friends, Wisdom then used to attract friends, both male and female. Would they go house that time? Before it was only me. But now, because I am now being, recognized in class, everybody now want to walk home with me. 7 girls, 7 boys. All of us, like, it was like an entourage. And then as we are walking on the road, we are not even discussing any rubbish. Like, Onyenka with the question, yeah? Please, how did they get this one? And we'll be walking on the road. See, Kiata, everybody will now spread. Because then we're living at Amaobia. Then my friends were living at different places in Kiata. So once we just reach Kiata Junction, that was how it continued until I think in my SS3 first term, I started standing up in class to teach. Like I will come to class early and then teach my fellow classmates topics that the teacher might not explain the way they would like it. Once I'm talking, everybody will shut up. And that was why it started, how it started. I didn't know that God was saying, this is your destiny. Me, I was like, no, I don't want to be a teacher. Yes, teachers don't make money. Do we? They don't make money. Well, yes, not in Nigeria. Okay? As far as you're in Nigeria, you are a teacher, sorry for you. Okay? Teachers don't buy Benz in Nigeria. They don't. Do you know any teacher that has Benz in Nigeria? That is driving GLE. A teacher. So kuzi corner kuzi. So like so a class. Or day mass. Or make higher or no salary. Only that. It's not possible. They don't do that. Okay? Even lecturers, how much do you think they pay lecturers? How many times? How the lecturers you are talking about? How much do you think they are paying them? I'm a lecturer, so I know what is being paid. Okay? Forget that thing where you think say they pay. Just forget it. Until you enter the system, you understand that it's not really what you think. It's not really what you think. Okay? So the thing is just that in Nigeria, teachers are not valued. But abroad, people can take teaching as their whole career, and they are doing very, very well. Driving nice cars, have nice houses, and all that, because they respect them. But Nigeria, okay? So me, I don't want to be a teacher, okay? I don't want to be a teacher. I want to buy Benz. Like, I want to buy flashy cars. When I say flashy, I mean flashy cars. Latest cars. Okay? You don't buy it with salary. You don't buy those kind of cars with salary. How much salary do you want to collect? GLE, like basic one should be like around 60 something million naira. For a teacher, do you know how many years you have to teach? Okay, now when you teach, after teaching, when you now teach for like 20 years and you save up 60 something million naira, which is not possible. Okay, the GLE now, they will not tell it is 120. Okay, so you now start saving again. Now you now die. So it's not possible. Okay, it's not. So why am I telling you this? The truth is that the reason why you probably don't understand what you are doing is because, one, you are not even reading for the right reason. You're not reading for the right reason. If I ask you now, why are you reading? You are reading because you want to write WAEC or JAM or write any exam. That is it. Iwopu those things, will you still want to read? You won't. So there is always a reason. But if you are reading for trying to make yourself better, is a different scenario entirely. Because the truth is that your brain understands. Your brain understands. Back when we were in university, because at that, when we entered university, there was this motivation. Like when I got admission for the first time, there was this motivation that entered me. I must get first class. I must get first class. Like, as I enter school, every single night class, I dey go night class like shege. I wrote first semester exam. They knocked me F. They knocked me F for Igbo. Yes, we did GS. Okay, we did GS. We did GS. One of the GS courses we do in Unizik is Igbo. GS 108 first semester. They knocked me F. Like I was like when I saw I started crying. I was like, wait, so all the whole night class. And then I went to write the Igbo. I still fail. God. I thought it was a joke. I wrote second semester, the same Igbo, F. I was like, Mbakwao. And then I'm seeing that my friends that don't even go for night class, they were passing. So what are they doing that I'm not doing? Okay? So at a point in university, I realized that it's not just about reading. It's not about reading. Okay? Like you have to know where to read. Because then I was just reading. In the university, I was reading to know. So that when I come out, the university would have passed through me. That kind of thing. But I saw a different thing entirely in the university. So I had to adapt. What is the adaptation? Once I go, normally I go lectures. But I'm not going to go night class as I go night class. Okay? Once they say exam timetable is out, that is when I start reading. And what do I read? Past questions, because that is what they bring out. I'll go and study, jack all the past questions, enter hall, the same way where I download them for my head, I go upload them for the paper. If I come out of the hall, you ask me, guy, how wait, I have forgotten. I have forgotten entirely. You be like, guy, how far wait you? I say, guy, I don't know. Like I don't know, because the way it entered my head was like I just snapped it like photocopy inside my head. In fact, if we were standing in line, somebody was talking to me, I'd be like, guy, calm down. We'll just wait. Yeah, because there's a way you talk to somebody, you forget. Okay? Once you just enter hall, you download everything. And then you come out, your brain is formatted. Okay? Yeah. That was what we experienced. Okay? But I can afford to do something like that because at first, when I was smaller, when I was in senior secondary school, I was reading because I wanted to know. I wanted to make myself better. That is the first thing you have to understand. So if you really, really want to know, if you want your brain to start knowing, instead of just storing the information or cramming the information, after 2 minutes, they will ask you that thing. You have to change your mentality first. That I want to get better. And consistency is key. Very important. Those days, I don't used to read one topic and then the thing will stick in forever. No. In fact, it was very, very hard for me. I can read motion. I will read motion. After 1 hour, the whole thing I read is gone. What do? I go back to it again. Like I go back again to it. There was one small jot I used to have those days. Anywhere I'm going to, that jot I used to is a pocket size something. It will just enter my pocket. If I just enter bus or I'm in a less busy state, I'll just bring out that jota, and then you think I'm reading something, but I'm reading like some of those notes I made for myself, those formulas that I know that if I don't look at it 2 times I will forget. I'll just go through them again. I'll say, okay, yeah, this is it. That was what I was doing. Okay, and then teaching helped make those things remain in me. All these topics, all these things that we are doing now, I don't go and revise it before coming to. In fact, I don't have that time to revise anything. I just come to class and the whole thing will flow, because those things has been there with time. It doesn't just appear. So as a human being, you have to give yourself time. Give yourself time. You are not a machine. You are not a computer that where they will read everything for and then it will store it in memory immediately. No, you are a human being. You work in a different way. Give yourself time and be consistent. That is what you have to always know. Are you with me? In the end, now good. Because nobody knows tomorrow. When I was teaching those days, I did not know I was going to use it to even earn money. The first time they paid me, the first person to pay me for teaching was Mommy Victoria, Ma Victoria, our neighbor those days at Amobia, number 7 Amobia. She used to sell rice in front of the house. She used to sell rice in front of the house. She had 3 daughters, Victoria, Mimi, and Chelsea. The 3 of them. Then Mimi was in, I think, JS1. Chelsea was in JS2. And then Victoria was like my mate. She was in SS1 then. Me, I was in SS2. Yes. And then I used to teach them. Like the kind Victoria, I used to help her solve her maths. I was even using her for revision. And then using her. Oh my God. May God have mercy on you. Amen. Because you see, why do you think book will enter when your whole body is corrupted? So I was using her for revision. Okay? And then Chelsea and Mimi, the same thing. I used to teach them maths. It was only maths I was teaching Chelsea and Mimi. But Victoria, I used to teach because she was in SS1. I taught her everything. And the mom would just be passing and be like, she'll be so happy. Sometimes okunyem rice. Free of charge. You understand that kind of thing now? I go just chop. And then one particular day, she just finished selling. And then she was like, Emma, that she's very, very happy with how I'm helping her daughters and everything. And she gave me 200 naira. Like, I felt like, King Kong. Like, because that was it. 200 naira that time can buy you. You know what 200 naira will buy you that time? It was even lower than that. Okay? It was lower than that. Okay? With 200 naira, you will buy penta of white gari and have 30 naira change that time. Because it was like 170, 150. And when you got for the number down area 150. Penta, not couple, penta. Okay? And you have change. So, like, I was so happy. And it was a motivation for me. In fact, once they are dropping back, have you done my assignments? motivation. That was how it was. Okay? Even at that point, I did not even realize that I could use it to make money. Okay? Until it started happening. So anything you are learning now, don't think that you are probably only learning it now. It might be what will save you tomorrow. Okay? Because they say, na condition make waiting. Crayfish bend. Eh? If you asked me when I was in jails, what do you want to become? I wanted to be a pilot. Onye na ya plane. You ought to go now. That was what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a pilot. But Nigeria bent me. Okay? Nigeria bent me. That is it. But I don't regret anything. Like I don't actually regret anything. Because I feel that what I chose is making more impact. Okay? So that is the whole thing. Physics, chemistry, maths, might be what will feed you tomorrow. So don't take it for granted. Are you with me now? Don't take it for granted. If you learn it now, you don't have to be a professional. One topic, you might enter school tomorrow and then they will give assignment on that topic. You will hear something. Or any opportunity can show up and you will use it to chop. And then by the time that thing can't give you food, you go and read another topic. Before you know it, you will be standing in class like the way I'm standing now and be like, today we are going to learn maths. You know, that's it. And then when you go back home, you look at yourself. You say, I just taught today, but I said I was not going to be a teacher. Okay? So that is how it is. So you have to, for now, the only thing you can probably do is study hard. Study hard. So that when you grow up and you've made it in life, you can tell others the same thing. Are you with me now? You can tell others. I know that, yes, even if I'm supposed to be, explaining, but I deviated and I'm telling you this. Is a kind of investment. Because in 20 years, 25 years time, Holy Ghost fire, I don't have money yet, but it's not possible. It's not going to happen. My money is already flowing by this year, next year. Okay? Now, you are now driving your latest car. And then I'm now walking on the road. And then you now stopped. And then wind down and be like, I know this is looking at Mr. Prime. And you be like, I now wind down and be like, sorry, excuse me, are you Mr. Prime in any way? And I'm like, I'll just bring out my glasses. I'll be like, yes, I'm Mr. Prime. Any problem? You now be like, I knew it. I'll be like, you don't remember me, uncle? I'll be like, wait, let me check. I will now check the shape of your head in my database, that is how I know people. I'll now check the shape of your head. I'll be like, yes, I remember you from that was in Mydreamsacademy. He'll be like, yes, please hop in. And I'll now enter latest car. And then you'll now be like, uncle, where are you going to? I'll be like, I'm just going down the road there. You'll be like, okay, no problem, I'll just drop you there. And then you drop me. And I just close car and I'm trying to go. You'll be like, uncle, please come, I want to find you something. And I'll be like, wait, where's my checkbook? Where's my checkbook? Where's my checkbook? And then, me now, as if I don't know what is happening, I'll just throw away face, okay. And then you'll now be writing something, and then you'll now be like, Mr. Prime, please manage this one. And then I now check the check. And the check is check of 50 million naira. Guy. Like that, I become millionaire. Sure, Good. Okay? And of course, for you to give me a check of 50 million, that means it's like chicken change to you. And you now give me check and still give me complimentary card. Say, please come to Abuja on Monday. And be like, Abuja, more Abuja. I'd be like, don't worry, don't worry. Over the weekend, I'll book your flight. I'll be like, me. And then on Monday, I fly to Abuja. And then I'll come to your gates, I'll come to your gates. And then gate man is like, who are you? Who are you? Who are you looking for? I'd be like, I'm already having 50 million, I know now. And I'd be like, go and call your madam. Okay? Go and call your madam. Or go and call your Oga. You'd be like, Oga, I said, who are you? Who are you? I'd be like, do you want to lose your job? Okay? And then you now open window, you now open window. And I'd be like, who is that person shouting at the gates? And then your gate man will be like, oh guy, inside I'm Mr. Prime. Be like, and you are still keeping him? And then you are like, please send him in. And he's like, so all right. Oh, Nigerian movie, right? Okay. See, forget. If you believe, you will receive. Okay? But I'm not the person in the story, Sha. Yes, I'm not the person, because then I should have my own money too, I'll have my own money, that definitely. Okay? And then you now be like, why are you keeping him waiting? I say, sorry ma. And then you send me in, and then by then you now be talking about maybe your businesses, and you're like, I'm going to be coming out for the governor, that kind of thing. And I'm like, I'm here for you, sir. Me, I will not be calling you sir or ma, understand? Yeah, that's how it is. So the idea is you have to succeed. You have to do what? Succeed. You have to succeed. But before you succeed, true success is step by step. Are you with me now? So prepare yourself. Be preparing yourself for that. With this few words of mine, I hope I have not confused you, but convinced you that reading is what? Is important. Namaste.
All right. Hello. Good morning, class. I say good morning. Are we good to go? Okay. Um. Like from where